swearing? Is that the deal?
Oh, you can fucking cuss.
Fuck that.
Who said
Welcome
you can't
back,
fucking
gamers, to another exciting episode of Mediocre Gamers. I am the most handsomest streamer in all of Iowa, INF Rebel. We got two very special guests joining us. Kane, aka Zach, who is wearing an ugly hat. And as always, Mr. McJitters. And we're joined by always my chocolate to my peanut butter, the guy who won $10 for coming second place in the beauty contest, DMI Patriot. Your favorite hostess.
Second most handsome streamer in Iowa.
Yep, that is correct.
I'm going to have to update it to best in West Des Moines.
And Travis gave the $10.
Yeah, so the Monopoly chance card, bud. Every time someone got that, I'm like, that's because I got first place. Today we got a smorgasbord of stuff to go over. We got a bunch of video game talks with some reviews from Zach and Eric, whatever. And then we had a lot of pop culture stuff to go over. So first things first, we're going to talk about Payday 2. It's a game I have not played. Kane and Mr. McJitters both have played this game. So let's get their thoughts on it. Kind of just tell us the gameplay of it, what you think of it. You know, how would you sell this to someone who hasn't played the game? We'll start with Kane.
So I played mine a long time ago. That was one of the few games that I actually bought a disc for. It's slower. You move slower than like your normal Call of Duty. It's a lot of fun. It's basically bank robbing and jewelry heist and stuff like that. It is a lot of fun to try and be stealthy, but you also have the option if you want to just kill as many people as you want to try and do it that way. The customization was pretty good.
So what's the difference between this and Grand Theft Auto? Because it basically just sounds like Grand Theft Auto.
The graphics aren't as good, but no, it's not the same.
They apparently use an outdated engine called Diesel, but apparently they're going to be going to Unreal for Payday 3.
Oh, nice.
Do they have a expected date on that? Because I would actually play that.
I slated for like 2022. They're in like the begin because Overkill apparently went through a whole bunch of financial blunders. They had they came out with a Walking Dead series, which unfortunately flopped. They had another basically Payday clone, but didn't. I think it was called Raid or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get back to Payday here.
But yeah, Payday. I mean, I played ages ago. I was trying to find when I first started playing, but I've got over 440 hours on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's single.
Now you know why. Somebody's gonna keep track of all the different hours played I have on all these games, and they're gonna be like, "Damn, this guy needs to go outside." But yeah, no. Basically, what Zach said, dude, is like it's crime. You get to go knock over banks. There's missions to cook meth. With a lot of the DLC, they added characters like John Wick. You can play as John Wick. Scarface, you can actually go to his mansion and get all the cocaine out of there. But yeah, you can do. There's a lot of stealth missions. Some of them are stealth only, so if you break stealth, you lose, or you got like 30 seconds to get out. The loud missions, just swarms and swarms of cops. There's 6 different difficulties. Customization is insane on that game. There's like 20 different characters you can choose from, so a variety of voice lines. There's masks, guns attachments. The melee weapon. What is your favorite melee weapon, Zach?
I didn't use any of them. I'm not a melee kind of guy.
Oh, I just saw a build that's purely melee, and you can like one-shot bulldozers.
Jeez.
Yeah, and so like one of my favorites for stealth is using a toothbrush shank. There's like overly sized punching gloves.
So
you can stab somebody with the American
just
flag.
Sounds like a poor man's Grand Theft Auto. That's all I'm hearing.
Well, Grand Theft Auto is like an open world where Payday is a mission based. So there's each payday or each heist is broken up either 1, 2, or 3 day heists.
All right. So say so say Zach, like all four of us are in a group. Do like each of us have like a certain part of the heist that we have to do, like that we're or are reliant, like say, hey, I'm opening the bank vault, and then you're supposed to take out the security cameras, or is it just kind of like a free for all?
No, I played solo because none of my friends bought it when it came out. So I don't think so. I don't. There's different. You can load yourself up with different perks and stuff, but I don't think Eric could probably tell you because it's probably been less time than I played. But I don't think there's like class bases, are there?
Not really. I mean, there's. Well, I've literally been playing this last week. Been getting my buddy into it. But it's basically 5 different skill trees, and
Mhm.
each one focuses. Well, each skill tree, I guess, technically has 3 routes that you can go, and they're all slightly different. But
Okay.
it's like mastermind, enforcer, technician, um, rogue, and fugitive. No, it's ghost and fugitive. So mastermind focuses on crowd control support, so med bags, keeping hostages.
Health and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
enforcer is all about being a shotgun, ammo, heavy tank technician, saws and drills. Ghost is for stealth. Fugitive is they added a dodge mechanic,
Oh,
so instead of
shit.
taking armor damage, you just dodge completely. So there's a lot of customization. There's a lot of different builds. Everybody can pick the same build if they wanted to. They can all go separately. To answer your question, like, are you specific? Like Travis, you're on cameras and blah blah blah. You can kind of delegate that, sure, but there's no like you're going into this with this specific role.
Okay.
Everybody kind of works together to get the objective done.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Really
Kenny,
sounds
it
interesting.
would be great if you stay off your phone and act like you're interested in what our guests have to say.
I mean, if you guys are down to play, like Zach, do you have it on PC?
I can
He's not.
get
He's
it
not a
on.
PC gamer.
I can easily get it on PC.
Okay.
I know. I just broke your heart. It's fine.
PC makes race, man.
Here's my PC. You ready? Look. Here's my PC. Look at this PC right here.
No.
Gross.
I'm just kidding. I do actually have a PC, and it would not be anything for me to get it. So if you guys want to try it out, we could.
So
Yeah, it's $10 on Steam right now. And then a lot of
Not
the
bad.
DLCs aren't needed. Like a lot of
yeah,
the heist stuff, since I own it, if you guys wanted to play it, I would just be host and we can play basically all the maps.
Mhm.
There's only one DLC that I recommend, at least to start off with. It's 99 cents, so you're paying $11 for the game, and you get it's a
big
courier
booby
pack.
girls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it square boobies?
No.
Square boobies.
I'm trying to get. I'm trying to find things that will hook Kenny. So
Square
about
boobies.
this
Hook
game.
Kenny in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kenny.
Exclusively just square boobies. That's the only games
Yeah.
that I play.
Kenny, do you like Ron Perlman?
Yeah. Is he in them?
You can play Ron Perlman.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
Like,
Kenny,
I've
never heard of this game. So hearing the kind of synopsis of it, is this something you'd be interested in trying out? Is this something like you kind of need? I go ahead and talk to them. I got to go grab a list from my bag.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I think it does.
Streamer.
He yells at you about his phone, and then he fucks off to go get some out of his bag.
No, it actually does sound pretty interesting because I think I actually stopped playing Grand Theft Auto 5 pretty much right when the heists and stuff started coming out. I wanted more technical stuff. Like I hated the fact that you just had to run in and be, kind of run and gun and do that stuff. So I like the idea of sneaking around and trying to do it covertly. That sounds really interesting to me. So
It is a lot of fun to try and be stealthy. It's very difficult to complete a mission that way. But it is a lot of fun. Eventually you lose your patience and you just go ape shit and kill things. But I think it would be a good party game to kind of get everybody together to play.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean,
check it out.
It's definitely dated. It's 7 years old, and it's on really. It's basically from again from that video about Payday 3. They were talking about the diesel engine. Like, so few people know how to use it that they basically anything on the diesel engine is basically the same cookie cutter thing because it's the same people using it.
Yeah.
But you know some of the mechanics are a little hokey. You know, if I crack a window, like if I accidentally shoot a window, the guard is going to see that. But if I completely destroy or knock over a painting or destroy a planter, it's business as usual. Nobody gives a crap. So,
Oh, so
Well,
there's-
my experience with high level like heists in the real world when I robbed the Louvre, I mean that's accurate. I mean that's what happened to me.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They don't
yeah.
they don't care for plants there. So
No, they're like
just-
that's just part of the.
I'm glad someone knocked that fucking plant over. It's about time.
He's like, I'm
Yeah.
tired of watering that shit.
I don't even care who it was. You can have this painting for knocking over that plant.
But yeah, it's definitely. I think it's definitely something to take a look at, and you know, I've been
So
playing
for all
it.
you guys interested out there, $10, you gotta have a kind of like a cheap Grand Theft Auto game. Gonna have some nice fun. You customize
first
your
person.
characters.
By the way, not third
Yes,
person.
it is first person. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not like Grand Theft Auto. You can't
So
go
it's-
out. Well, you can't kill civilians, but it costs you money. But if you get a special perk, it doesn't cost you nearly as much money. So it's kind of like
Murder always costs.
So
Eric.
murder away. Murder
Yeah.
away.
it's like 2,000, easy. You're about to get
cares?
800,000. Like what the hell?
If murder only costs $2,000, I would murder a lot of people.
And they've added some
If
fun
you had-
games to the game.
But if you what if you had to have cash now, like to murder, like the cop shows up and you just hand them $2,000?
You're saying you can't put it on a credit card? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I feel like because you could go bankrupt. You'd be like, I'm going bankrupt, and then it'd be like all those murders just
Like I
go
didn't mean
away.
to. $1,000.
Yeah, so
You click bankruptcy for murder.
That's like chapter.
The IRS is staring at it like, the hell?
Sorry,
Murdered a lot of people. He didn't have any money.
I thought I had a lot more money to murder all those people. I apologize.
You're in
You
court.
guys think
won't-
IOUs?
it won't happen again for another 7 to 10 years.
Until I get out.
Wait. Well, think about it though. Would you be charged with murder? Or would you be charged with like tax evasion? Kind of thing. Get the Al Capone. Anyways, we got way off subject. which happens a lot on this podcast. But $10, Payday 2. It's a kind of a fun game you can play. If you don't like that
It's not
description,
kind of a fun game. It is a fun game.
okay. According to the two people, it's a great game to play. There are DLCs. You have to play a lot of different characters and customizations, which a lot of people like. So give it a try. Let us know what you think. At us, bro. Moving on.
Yeah, if you don't like it, don't at me.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
at me.
I don't really.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't have a social
at
media.
everyone. Cold War Alpha came out. A lot of complaints about this across the streaming community that it just looks like a dumpster. Gameplay really was kind of weird. I don't really know what to think about this. I mean, as only 3 of us play Call of Duty here, what were you guys' thoughts on the alpha gameplay that you guys saw? We'll start with DMI.
Dip.
Well, I watched some streams of it. It looked like every other Call of Duty, anything that they've done in Black Ops World. So I can't. It is an alpha, so I'll see how it is there. But it seems like it's super sniper heavy at this point. Like everybody.
Did you get to play any of it, Kenny?
No, I don't have a
No, we don't-
PlayStation right now. So.
I actually got to play it.
Oh, did you?
It is
Oh, okay.
pretty sniper heavy. It is pretty sniper. You're right about that. Especially Miami. Long sight lines.
Yeah. So it's just like for me, I'm still gonna play Warzone. I think that's what I'm probably gonna end up doing. So I'll buy
See, the
it.
thing I don't like about it is they're basically forcing you to buy this game to get stuff in Warzone. I mean, yes, it is nice that they're going to have zombies back because I know there's a huge zombie population of players. So that is back, and zombies is a lot of fun. But the mere fact that Warzone is free to play, all right, and then like a lot of these guns that come out, you have to do special things, and you have to get forced to get them, like, or you have to wait for like the free multiplayer weekend. So the fact that they're not really adding anything except a new multiplayer for Call of Duty is stupid to me. Because if they're not going to have their standalone Warzone, but yet we're going to have to buy this game to get certain guns to play in Warzone. That's stupid to me. That's one thing I don't like about the loadout thing, is that we're basically forced to pick these meta guns. Like when in Blackout, we weren't. You picked up the guns on the ground that you like to play with, and they were basically mostly similar and the same.
Yeah, I think next year we'll get a new Warzone. I think that's what they're kind of expecting, especially with the. I think they just kind of phoned this in because this is going to be the last generation for the new consoles, and stuff like that. So it's just, I'm not excited about it at all. There are other games that I'm much more excited about that are going to be coming out the same time frame. So I'll probably put in a lot more time in those. But I'm not impressed at this point. But yeah.
What about you?
The movement system was really weird. The guns felt okay, but much like Warzone, where you have a meta and it's obvious. I mean, the meta is clear. It felt a lot like that. Like if you weren't using their version of the Uzi up close, you're getting shredded. The MP5 is good, but it's not amazing, right? The 74U was like an AR almost, but it's a submachine gun. You can run incredibly fast. It felt slower to me than Warzone, than Modern Warfare, but they've said that it's faster, and I don't think that's the case. I didn't feel that way when I was playing. I felt somewhat heavy. The first half of the beta of the alpha, I didn't realize that my controller wasn't the best controller, so I actually had to switch, and then it felt better after that. But my original impression was how clunky it is. If it tells you anything, I only probably played 11, 12 hours maybe this weekend total. I mean, I normally will go incredibly hard on betas, and I just didn't. I didn't want to play. I didn't have any desire to. It doesn't have that hook factor. Warzone is very frustrating because you get shot by a sniper or someone's hiding in a bush, and you get so mad that you snap your controller, go buy another controller, and you're right back where you're at. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that hook factor that just brings you back. I didn't feel that playing the alpha.
All right, so here's a suggestion to get computer parts: stop breaking controllers and buy you new ones.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the obvious fix for this, but Warzone is so frustrating.
I used to throw the Nintendo controllers all the time in frustration.
How did you feel about the gun mechanics, or in the basically the build a gun portion of it?
So they have the gunsmith still. You can edit weapons in game, which I think they should have had a long time ago. I'm really glad Warzone did it originally. Modern Warfare did it originally. So that is back. It is harder to get to your gunsmith in game. It feels like it's more button presses. It's probably the same, but they're not located the same. So like you have to select your class, then hit triangle on PlayStation, and then hit edit, and then you can edit your guns. All the attachments they had were basically the same for every gun. And so you have like 6 sights. You can only use like 4 or 5 of them. And then they showed you there's more attachments that you can have, but you couldn't use them because it's an alpha. And that's fine. But they were all the same. All the sights were the same for all the ARs. All of and I didn't expect them to be different, but putting the same sight on I think it was the XR44 or something is what it's called, and then their version of the Galil, the gun felt identical. It didn't feel like a different gun. It felt like the same gun with like a different color on it, which is not good. I mean, you don't want to have 4 of the same gun. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And you
want that variation.
They were saying that a lot of the weapons are going to be equal, like in the same class. Mm-hmm. So that's basically, you're going to have a little bit of a speed difference. I think when you shoot, bullet to bullet in between guns. But outside of that, I think they're going to do the same damage. They're going to have the same aim down sight speed. They're going to have a lot of the same stuff. The only thing that's going to make the differences are those attachments. I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy it.
Are there
Yeah, I
any
just don't
new?
want 4 M4s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are there any new kill streaks that they introduced this time, or are they still like the same ones we always?
I don't get killed. I suck. I didn't get any kill streaks.
Did you look at them?
No.
Is there anything that like looked different?
They brought the
You know?
SAM turret back, guys. The
Yeah,
SAM
I
turret
love
is
that
back.
SAM turret. That was so
I
underutilized.
Correct. So they brought the SAM turret back. They have their version of a cluster strike, which I think it was Black Ops 2. You could put like 4 of them on the map, different places, and it would hit them all at the same time.
Like
so those are back.
Storm, or lightning
Yeah,
strike.
lightning strikes, exactly.
Yeah.
So those are back. I mean, you got your UAV. The ability to not have to reset your kill streaks upon death is good. It's nice, but you do have to get a lot to get to where you want to get that kill streak. So I think a UAV was like 5 or 6 kills in a row. I mean, it's up there because they don't reset. So I mean, it might take somebody like me. I die 45 times before I get a UAV, and someone like Travis, who's obviously a snipe god. That's 20 seconds in game. He's got a UAV. So
1 bullet, 6 kills. I mean, that's
yeah,
standard.
exactly. Yeah, so he's not cheating. So
see, the only thing there's 2 things I have an issue with. Like, one of the huge things was they're not doing the prestige system anymore, and I love the prestige.
Yeah,
system.
I heard that too, but I didn't see anything.
Not only that, is if all the guns are the same, and then why are they going to make you like rank up to get them if they're all going to be the same?
Exactly. Just give them all to me.
Yeah, but then on top of that, the game launches in about a month. Like, what can they fix from alpha to now that's going to make this significantly better play? I
think they have to change the movement system, dude. I think the movement system is not great. They don't have the tactical sprint. I think it's far too late to get that. You know what I mean? To get that added. The tactical sprint was one of my favorite parts. Say that again.
There's no tactical sprint.
You can sprint, but you remember in Modern Warfare you have the initial 3 or 5 steps where you sprint faster.
Oh yeah,
and you sprint after that.
Yeah, gotcha.
So you can sprint, but it's not anywhere close. And that, to me, when they introduced that in the new Call of Duty, was great. I mean, you've never seen that before, where you get that extra burst of speed. And it really made moving from engagement 1 to 2, in my mind, more immersive, because you have that ability to, okay, I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm getting shot. Like, I got to leave. You know what I mean? And it's not like that.
Like, the one nice thing I did see is they brought back Dead Silence as a perk, so you can actually have it, which,
right.
Especially with all the sound issues that they've always had, that's been a big issue. But then, I do, like you said, I do like the tactical sprint. A lot of we'd run double time so you can get that even more of that initial sprint with that perk. So, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of issues to come. I'm gonna probably have to force to get it just so I can get stuff for Warzone. But other than that, I really don't see this game being that great, because really, I mean, multiplayer, a lot of people are diehard multiplayers, but Battle Royale is where it's at, and I think most people are going to just get this to play zombies.
Yeah, I think the zombies is definitely going to be a peak of this game. I think if they go back to where they were before, I think zombies would definitely be.
Do you not have all 4 photos on your screen, Zach?
It's all black. I can hear you guys perfectly fine.
Just click on the INF Rebel channel and they all should pop up. All right, we're going to move right on.
The screens are just black. They're just, I see the squares. They're just, can you guys, am I still moving on your screen?
Yeah, you're still good. Yeah.
You can
all right, well, that's all that matters.
All right, we're going to move along to, so we got Xbox came out with their prices and their system design. Okay. I meant click the text channel, but whatever. Turn your camera back on.
Deal.
There you go. All right.
There we go.
So we got Xbox. We got the 2 systems out. $299 and $499. 1 disc, 1 digital. PlayStation had this huge event. I literally have a list of the games I wanted to talk about and what I thought of them. And they're $399 and $499. And the pre-order clusterfuck of a millennium. Oh my God. How irritating was that? They tweeted out, next day, pre-orders are available. Walmart jumped the gun that this whole thing started. They sold out instantly within minutes. DMI Patriot over here was up doing something at 2:00 in the morning, and he gets one,
Waiting.
but he's selfish.
Being a bad friend, not getting
being
you
a
one.
bad friend, didn't order me one, knows my address, knows my email. Oh, I can't send him $400? I guess not. So he's a dick. Get a new best friend, everybody. A real
Hey,
friend would have got you one.
I saw
But-
that Target has them back in stock if you want to get another one.
You're all
Charlie Intel just tweeted it. It says it's out of stock, but when you refresh it at times, it says that it's in stock. So you may have to just refresh a couple times.
Well, boys, this is going to be a boring ass podcast.
Oh my god.
That's the end of this podcast. I'll see you guys next time.
I actually have a similar story. I was watching Twitch, and I watch a lot of Grand Theft Auto roleplay, and they were talking about a serial killer, like in game, and there was a whole investigation about it. And the two main cops said, was talking to one of the victims, and was just
Well,
like, all right, just
You can bring it
pause
up, Travis. It says pre-order now.
It's not working,
And
so
then
if you
this
can, go ahead and do it. Go ahead, Eric. We're listening.
No, basically, they in character went back to their cop car, and then both of them just immediately stopped this very serious role play, specifically to go refresh and try to get a PlayStation, and it took them like a good 45 minutes to an hour just trying to get the PlayStation. And then I saw somebody in Twitch chat was also like, "Oh, I just bought like 100 of them." Like,
Dude.
what? Oh yeah,
Screw
I'm
that
just gonna
person.
I'm gonna sell them later. I was like, don't be a dick. Like, people are trying to get in here. Come on. But I guess if you have the money too, like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you?
I keep saying it's out of stock.
Did you put in your store?
Yes. I'm not a fucking idiot.
Put in 50265. That's what mine
Put it in
is.
my store and then ship it to me, and then I'll ship
Well,
it to
then,
you.
if you can pre-order, then pre-order it. Mine says item not added. It's now out of stock.
That's what it does say for me too. So never mind.
Just keep refreshing, you said.
Before.
Yeah, I am. It's not working. Anyway.
All right.
So
But-
a whole cluster happened.
It's still
they jumped
happening.
Yeah,
Still
still
happening,
happening.
Still happening.
This is live.
The daily struggles. Oh man, what an idiot. So the list of games that they showed on the thing was Final Fantasy 16. I am so pumped for that game. It looks absolutely amazing. And I cannot wait for that game. Spider-Man Miles Morales, that looked like a lot of fun. Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh my goodness. My nipples got so hard.
Oh my god, I'm going full fucking nerd on that. And then we got Black Ops Cold War, which you talked about. New Resident Evil coming out. That looked amazing. Deathloop, I have zero desire to play that game. Zero desire. Devil May Cry, that's coming back. I absolutely loved that game when I was younger. And now they're coming back with a new one. Pumped for that. And then Oddworld, really didn't care for that. Demon's Son, that looked weird. I don't know why they showed Fortnite.
Was it Demon's Souls?
Just had to get in that. Demon's Son.
Oh, Demon's Son? I mean, I know there's Demon's Souls.
Yeah, it's Demon's Son, whatever that is. And then lastly, the new God of War Ragnarok. So those were the games that they highlighted, and then they had a list of PlayStation 4 games that'll be available through their PlayStation Plus collection. For you that watched it, what games like kind of caught your guys' attention and like you're really looking forward to playing, even though most of them probably aren't going to come out till next year?
Spider-Man for me. Miles Morales. That's the one I pre-ordered with the game. I'm super pumped about that. I just love the graphics on it. Looked killer. It just looked overall amazing. And so
Looks good.
I hope that their mechanics are a lot better than past Spider-Man games, which I believe it probably will be, but it looks phenomenal. So I'm super stoked about that. And also getting behind that story with Miles a little bit more would be great. I think I loved Into the Spider-Verse. I love that idea that they're bringing that in. So maybe even some other characters, I'm hoping, from the Spider-Verse can come in. And, who knows? Maybe we can play as the pig Spider-Man. We don't know.
I was just getting ready to say if they don't cast John Mulaney.
Spider Pig.
My hands are wet because I just washed them for no other reason.
Oh no, it is Demon Souls, not Demon Son.
Is it?
By the way, yeah.
And you run a video game podcast.
Ah, Jesus.
Is that the Dark Souls prequel, Demon Souls? Are they redoing it?
I have no idea. I
don't
just
know it.
happened to see it.
That game was the worst. Look
This
at me.
guy's
That game
full
was
of-
the worst. I hated that game so much. It's
This
so
guy's
hard.
full of shit.
What?
System's not available.
Dude,
You still
Charlie Intel's the one who tweeted it, dude.
Yeah, it literally says your item's out of stock.
Yeah, just keep doing it.
Well,
Oh,
sounds
I-
like you're
I
bad.
have
And you
been.
should feel bad.
I do feel bad. Sir.
Didn't you already pre-order one? Is that the story
Don't
that you went to
worry.
GameStop?
It'll be
Nope.
a horrible
I was
release with a
8th in
bunch of
line,
problems.
and they had 6, my friend.
That's
Well,
I
to
hate
not
to
good.
hear it. Yep,
continue
you
the
hate-
conversation, I really
hate
look
to hear
forward to God of War Ragnarok.
Are you
Yeah,
really?
God of War, dude. Those were such amazing games, dude. I miss not having a PlayStation. I had a PlayStation Portable in Afghanistan, and I played the shit out of God of War. That game is so much
I
fun.
love God of War so much.
And the storylines are great. But not only that, like the exclusives are, I think, better. But some big news just happened. The Xbox bought Bethesda.
Yeah.
And so I mean they have a large game library as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they're gonna just make it
Well, I actually just saw something.
Xbox only, or how they're gonna do that.
Apparently, they had made a statement from Bethesda saying it was going to be a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, I had heard the same thing, that it wasn't that they're still making games for other platforms, that it wasn't going to be a direct shut off of all.
Yeah, I think it's gonna.
Xbox,
other
I mean, it's Microsoft, so it's going to, they'll probably do anything that's exclusive to Xbox is probably going to come to PC too.
Yeah.
Since a lot of Microsoft is moving more to PC gaming, especially with the new cards and how relatively affordable they are.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just hope CPUs and stuff come down too. I need to build a new computer relatively soon, and that's the main kicker right now.
Yeah, me too.
So on the flip side, Xbox came out, which their pre-order is tomorrow. We have the other 2 versions as well. I'm assuming this is going to go much smoother than PlayStation, because I don't think you can get more of a clusterfuck than we saw with Sony.
Oh, they're gonna lock that shit down. They had to have been on the phone with all the stores that same day that everything was just a nightmare. But like, you're not gonna fuck this up. This is when it's being released.
Yeah, I'm sure they have to have something like, you're not fucking releasing this early, this, that, and the other thing. Because oh my god, was that a disaster, dude?
Yeah,
it was rough. I didn't even pre-order one, and it was rough. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
No, I mean,
So
I'm more of an Xbox guy anyway, but I mean, like I said earlier, PC master race, so I probably won't be buying anything, because I mean, especially with Xbox not really having many exclusive.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not a big Halo person, so I mean, that's like the big Xbox exclusive. I think what the other one was Gears of War. That game is a lot of fun. I don't know if that's an exclusive or not, but
Yeah, I think so.
out of everyone here, me and DMI, we're getting or planning on getting the PlayStation. Zach is getting the Xbox. Zach, why do you make terrible life choices, and why are you picking Xbox over PlayStation?
So I have a lot of my friends that play. We play on Xbox. I have a good handful. I have actually started the process of conversion of those friends to PC. I have successfully converted 2. I still have 2 that I need to convert. I have decided that this is my last console. I'm not buying another one after this. So I'm just going to buy the Xbox. I've always liked Xbox. I've always been a Microsoft supporter. I'm just going to buy this one. This will be my last one, and then I'm done. I'm going to PC. It doesn't make much sense for me to continuously buy consoles every 5 years, as it shouldn't make much sense to anyone to buy consoles every 5 years. And so I think for me, it's more of what I'm losing if I switch. I play a lot of Destiny. That's my main game. And so being able to play with my friends who can't afford an Xbox right away, because it's going to be cross-platform within your generation. So, for example, my buddy Josh is not going to probably buy his right away. I can still play Destiny with Josh, and there's not that divide there until he's able to get his. So that's the main reason I started gaming. The reason I bought an Xbox 360 was to play Gears of War. I watched my friend play it. This is a long time ago before I really played the Xbox series. And Gears of War 2 is the franchise that I started with. Just a great game. And so watching him play Gears 1 and then me playing Gears 2 really made me want to go to Microsoft in general. I grew up on PlayStation. I had a PS1, a PS2. I bought a PS3. I switched and then I didn't want to go back. I actually own a PS4 and an Xbox. And so I'll get a PlayStation 5. I think I'll probably buy the cheaper one if I do it. But I think this is my last console for good. And then on release anyway.
The last consoles period that they talked about. I don't know if they're going to,
Yeah, but they said that with the Xbox One. They said that this was probably it, that they were just going to focus on switching over. I think they make so much money on exclusives, but they don't. I mean, them delaying Halo is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not really talking about it, but them delaying Halo as not a launch title is a big deal.
But they'd make very little money on the actual consoles, the amount.
Right.
So they make most of the money on game sales and things of that nature. So I think if they
to start off, they do, because just because the technology price of the stuff when it begins to launch there isn't really much money to be made, but then over time the technology gets better and then it's cheaper, the price of those go down.
Yeah.
But the thing that I hate that Xbox doesn't really have that many great sports titles either. There's no baseball game at all.
I don't play baseball games, so that doesn't appeal to me.
So I don't play any sports games.
Really, there's really nothing to get excited about. That's just Xbox, exclusive. PlayStation has all these other ones, and then they even got the COD now. So everything that goes to Call of Duty first is now on PlayStation. Where like when we were playing it, like I've been Xbox my whole life, and then now I'm like you guys are dropping the ball. You guys have sat and just relied on too much stuff, and especially with having a gaming PC. 80% of the games I want to play on Xbox, I can play on PC. So what's the point of buying an Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: if and this is for anybody really, I guess, but if Microsoft came out with an exclusive that was just, God of War tier exclusive. God of War is one of the best exclusives that I can think of. If Microsoft has in the future brings out this game and it's incredible, it's going to be great. Would you consider buying a system specifically for one title? Would that be something you would do?
Yeah. So I literally bought a PlayStation 3 so I could play Final Fantasy X because they only went back on the old systems. That was it. So for a while, you can only play Final Fantasy on PlayStation. So that's why I would buy a PlayStation because I love Final Fantasy. And now they're on both systems. But when they remade it, it was originally only on PlayStation. You can only play it. So I literally went out and bought a PlayStation 3 in that game because I just loved that game so much. So if there was a game like that, I would 100% buy it because, I'm going to play that game a lot more than I'm going to play all these other sprinkled games here and there.
So that's worth the $500 to you is like...
Yeah, absolutely.
To answer my own question, I would as well. And when God of War comes out, I'll probably buy a PlayStation 5. But it's just that question of, is it going to be something of that caliber? Because I don't see anything on Microsoft's slate that interests me, which is stupid because I'm the only person here buying an Xbox. But it's just, I don't see anything like God of War. And I'm jealous because I do want to play the Miles Morales game, right? It looks incredible, like Kenny was saying. But I just, to me, it's more about my friends, what my friends are doing. And a lot of the games that we play.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of the games that we play are cross-play.
Yeah.
Right. Like starting out, because literally basically all my friends, they have Xboxes. So that's what I played because all the Call of Duty and all the other stuff. You're gonna play with people what they have, and then they finally got their shit together. Like, okay, let's do cross-platform with Modern Warfare, so I can finally play with my PlayStation friends or even PC friends. I mean, if you look here, that's World of Warcraft. I literally got a computer to play this game. 16 years now, and I'm still playing. So if there is a game like that on Xbox, like I haven't played, like Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy. I love the game. Like 7 got remastered, 10 got remastered. Those games are great. And I almost literally went out and bought a PlayStation 4 because they made a remastered of a Super Nintendo game, Secret of Mana, that I probably put tens of thousands of hours in. That game was just so great. But I'm like, you know what? I got the NES Classic.
Single lady.
That's right. What's up? Nice, Eric. But yeah, but I got the Super Nintendo Classic that has it. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to go out and buy a PlayStation 4 to play the remaster because I have the original here that I can play anytime I want. But
Kenny, let me ask you, would you do it? Would you buy a console for one franchise?
He only plays one game.
I don't think I would. I would like to start playing more games. I mean, there's just I have a high threshold for
pain, apparently.
So it just takes a lot for me to want to immerse myself into a game, and I just really haven't found a game that does that. And I love the competition portion of Call of Duty, and I love the action of that, and that's why I love it. I think I'm probably going to be a lot more, now that we talk about it, we're probably going to be a lot more into zombies when that
I agree.
But
that's my buddy Justin. Justin, say hi. Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh yeah, special guest.
Yeah.
No, but I think the main reason, I don't think there's going to be any gigantic releases like that anymore that's just going to be on one. There's just too much money to be lost. For gaming companies. So
there's been exclusives for forever. I mean, PlayStation only has a list of exclusives only.
Right, but I mean,
I
how
see
gaming has grown as a culture and as being acceptable, having the exclusives. I mean, how many people? Obviously, there's a reason why Sony made like that Marvel Avengers game, where they're like, oh, Spider-Man is only going to be on PlayStation. Well, obviously, Sony owns the rights to him, whatever, blah blah blah. But there was a lot of people who, before the beta and everything, where it got crap reviews, there was a lot of people pissed off about it because I'm not going to buy this whole other system just to play a game. Like a lot of people have that mindset, especially now with COVID and everybody's kind of financially hurting. So trying to go out of your way to buy this whole other system just to play one game is kind of, I mean, right now, like as you were kind of saying, Travis, PlayStation has a long list of exclusives, so it is expected, and it's probably why so many people went, ape shit over the pre-release or the pre-order.
You're 100% right, because you're looking at investing, for $300 to $500, whatever system you get. Okay, and that's a lot of money, to most people it is. Right. And people are looking at, okay, what game slates are there? And PlayStation, I think they did a masterful job. They highlighted PlayStation only, PlayStation exclusives, boom, 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 boom. And they looked incredible to play. And then Microsoft event, before they announced their stuff, it was nothing really to write home about.
It looked like mostly indie games almost.
And I wasn't excited. Like when I watched the PlayStation, not even talking about the design of it. I'm just like, because that's another thing as well. But I'm just like, I looked at those games and I watched the gameplay of it. I'm like, I would much rather have these games on this system than over here on Xbox, where nothing's really exciting me right now. They're not saying like, okay, this is only on Xbox, this, that. It's basically games that are going to be on both. And I think they did a terrible job. But we have those loyalists, like I only do, Xbox or I only do PlayStation. There are those people. But, for me and Kenny, we've been Xbox our whole lives basically. And now we're switching over to PlayStation. So I think it has a lot to do with their marketing team and development, and they're pushing those exclusives, which I think that's why PlayStation is going to outsell Xbox.
Again.
I just don't like the PlayStation controller.
See, I love how the
I
new
hate
controller looks.
I
My
guess I
biggest
haven't seen
issue, sorry ladies, I got small hands, but the original Xbox, that controller was kind of too big for me, and like the Xbox controller always feels like a little clunky. But the PlayStation controller is supposed to be more, nice and designed for you. But most people don't even use those controllers anyways. They get special SCUF or aim controllers now, or the Xbox Elite or whatever. So there's these specialized controllers and shit that are coming too. But
Scuff.
as they gave me the information for both, PlayStation 1 was they got my dick hard.
Small hands. You know what they say about small hands? You got small gloves.
That's right.
So. Yeah, I agree. I think the Xbox overall, I think the showmanship wasn't there. The design of the console doesn't excite me either. I honestly don't think that the PlayStation one looks that great, honestly, either. But
they don't. But it looks way better than like a mini fridge, and then whatever that fucking wannabe turntable.
Dude, why would you put
digital.
that giant spot? It looks like one of the 101 Dalmatians.
Do you know? I guarantee there are going to be so many idiots that think it's a fucking cup holder, and they're going to put shit on it and ruin their goddamn Xbox.
Dude, that would be the worst.
Like,
there's going to be a lot of funny TikToks
so,
of that, though.
like when I was when I was in high school, my uncle was working for like this computer like hotline or whatever, and the amount of stuff that he would tell me, because this is just when I got into PC gaming, playing EverQuest, that people were calling asking that their cup holder broke on their computer and how they get it replaced. And he's like, "What?
Oh, the CD drive?
The CD drive. They thought it was a cup holder.
Oh my gosh.
So there are that many idiots out there. So like legit, like I can see
who
a lot
ties
of
these people's shoes in the morning? I don't understand.
Velcro.
They invented Velcro for a reason.
Skechers, like who? Like,
they got
who is
slip-ons
funding
or
these
Velcros,
people?
but dude, he told me like all of these horror stories. Like this was like mid '90s, like when AOL just was coming out and stuff, man. Yeah, just the amount of like idiocracy out there, but
that's terrible.
I mean, that's pretty much what you get. Whatever you guys choose, as long as you're happy with it, that's all that matters. But PC is still the god. We're gonna go along to this new game that's sweeping this nation called Among Us. I saw this tweet. This game came out in 2018, and it was averaged 8.2 people like a week that played it. It's now over 350,000 people play this week. This game has exploded, and it goes to show you the power of like the streamers.
It's currently second.
When Apex came out, they literally had all the top streamers play this game and basically paid them money to play that game, and it blew up. So I don't know what happened with this game, but I haven't played it yet. I'm super excited to play it. For you doesn't have it, it's like I just love like all the memes, like all these graphic cards are coming out. And then the two biggest games right now are Fall Guys and Among Us, which have terrible graphics. Which you could probably run it off like like what we had in middle school.
Currently, as we speak, Among Us on Twitch has 310K viewers. Just Chatting, which has been number one for a very long time, has 224. It is the most watched right now.
Oh yeah,
on Twitch.
And as someone who's played it, it's definitely intriguing. I've played it and then went to watch people play it. Like it's one of those games where you're just it's intense. It's
so simple. For those of you that don't know, how I watch this play, it's basically Clue. Okay, you got a bunch of people on a ship doing tasks, and you go to these different rooms, and then there's an imposter, and they kill you, and then you basically try to figure out who done it. Colonel Mustard with the candlesticks in the laboratory.
Who done it?
Thing. And then like you basically come together and everyone's in a chat and you've got to try to plead your case. And the funniest thing, like what I enjoy is when they have someone brand new in and they get called the imposter and they just like they don't know how to like defend or like try to get it off of them. That's my favorite part. Like I was watching like the first guy, he's like, I saw him do it and he goes, "We have to save yourself." He's like,
this is a poof.
What? It wasn't me.
But I mean, it's $5 right now, and I think it's free on your phone as well.
Yep.
So It looks
And
like a fun game.
I've heard the mobile version is actually pretty good. The only issue is when you're an imposter, if you you can sabotage different things to split people up and cause some panic. So that sabotage thing is the only thing that doesn't work right or
Okay.
doesn't feel comfy. But otherwise, it runs smooth.
So I'm planning on trying to get some people together this week. I believe it's a max of 10 people. I'm gonna try to get it together and stream either Thursday or Friday or something, or maybe this weekend. But the
The more
game
the merrier for sure. It's a lot
it looks
better.
like a lot
I'd be
of
down for
fun.
that.
And then you basically, talk shit and then try to oh, this guy did it.
Which we're great at, by the way. Talking
Right.
shit is.
Yeah.
I'm better at talking shit than I am at Call of Duty.
I am going to convince everyone Kenny's the killer every single time.
Yeah, well, Kenny's probably the killer every time.
Even if I'm the other killer with him, I'm still gonna die.
I'll go bankrupt.
I'm gonna rat him out every time.
I'm like weird. He has a red name. That obviously gives away. I have a red
Question mark?
Yeah, right. What does that mean that they have the red name? Well, it means you're both imposters. No, I the first time that I played with my group of friends, our buddy Ryan, poor Ryan. We must have played at least 30 to 40 games. He died. He only made it to the end of a round or end of a game alive twice, and he was never the imposter. We voted him out so many times, and just every once in a while would be like, "I think it's Ryan." He goes, "It's not me," and then we'd still just
Vote
kick
him
him
out.
out.
I mean, dude, I love it because the one thing is like with these big time streamers, they put "Do not tell me who the imposter is" if you're watching these other streams. That's a huge thing. It's a dick move to do, but just the banter that they have of trying to plead their case or not plead their case or try to trick them and stuff like that. It's very fascinating. It kind of tells you.
Dude, there's some big brain plays that go on, and because I had knowledge because I'd watched a lot of streams playing it. The first time I played, I tried to use one of those big brain plays. Nobody knew what the hell I was talking about because they were so new to the game. So then I got outed and died. I was like, "Gah!" But there's
It's definitely this guy. It's definitely this guy.
There are people at this point know that oh, there's certain amount of tasks that are common. So if you didn't go to this one, then you're an imposter. And it's like, wait, what? Or there's a certain vent system that you can go through, and then but it could go to this way and this way. But if you went this way, then I knew it was you. And then it's like, how you? There are people who freaking just huge brain, 4,000 IQ.
That's crazy. But yeah, I'm excited to play it. It does look like a lot of fun. It's kind of like Fall Guys is something you can just get your friends together. Especially in these times when we're stuck at home. Grab some friends, get some games, have some laughs, and then make Kenny die every time. So
cool.
Oh yeah,
Kenny, any interest in playing this game?
Yeah, I'm excited to play it.
Now that you know we're gonna vote you out every time.
Okay. Well, I know you just got this whole big thing about competition and Farmville and stuff. So I don't know.
I haven't downloaded it yet. I don't think. Did I download it?
If you did, you wouldn't even notice it. You'd be like
Farming Simulator. I'm sorry.
Dude, I'll play Farming Simulator with you.
No.
Hell
Those are not the same thing. Those are not the same thing.
No, it's funny. So me and Eric worked together, right? And we used to always make fun of this kid.
I was going to ask you if you remembered that.
We used to make fun of this kid, Jordan, who I don't know. So we always made fun about playing Farming Simulator. And then a couple months ago, Kenny's like, you want to start streaming Farming Simulator? And I lost my fucking mind. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No, he would make fun of us, and then he finally watched because we played World of Warcraft. He's like, "What are you gonna play Farming Simulator?" And then he actually watched a video, and he goes, "All right, I think I might actually play that."
Yeah, because he's from a small town. And he goes, "Literally, I have friends. All they do all day is they farm. That's their job. And then once they're done farming, they go play Farming Simulator all night."
So, and they have specific control, like a wheel and LG button configurations for tractors and everything that you can purchase.
Oh yeah, dude!
It's a whole thing.
I have one question though. Are you gonna play She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy the entire time while you're farming?
We can't. I'll go to Duluth. Travis knows what that means. But
God.
No, we can't because DMCA'd. We'll get DMCA'd.
DMCA.
Whatever. All right. Do you want
If
to
you
talk about
sing it poorly enough, no one will know that it's a song.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
no, I did- I
have
did
Travis.
that,
I'll have Travis record it and then play it.
He has to do it shirtless, like Bert Kreischer too.
Yeah, but like, are you
Done.
exclusively just running over people in this farming game? That's what the people are gonna ask.
So that's gonna wrap it up. Did you guys want to touch on the 5 overhyped games, or save it for next time?
Let's do it.
All right. So according to Watch Mojo, this video I found, the 5 most overhyped games, according to them, are number 5, Anthem, number 4, Fallout 76, number 3, Aliens, Colonial Marines, number 2, Duke Nukem Forever, and number 1, Daikatana. I don't even know what that game is. But I got into this because I remember Anthem. That game was supposed to be.
I was going to ask if we could start there. That was such a shit show.
I was so
that was
pumped
the
for it.
Destiny killer.
Yeah,
And-
that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the Destiny killer, and it was a dumpster. I played the beta, didn't really care for it. I think I played it with you and what's his name, Zach? Didn't we all play together?
Sean?
Sean, yeah. I think we did some missions together. But it never came to what it was supposed to be. It was a dumpster of a game, and BioWare used to be this great company, and they just putting out fucking shit lately.
Oh yeah. Well, plus they had since I pay attention apparently to the company's side, they also had a lot of pressure coming down on them. So they had to they rushed a lot of stuff. They pushed it back, sure, but then they put extra pressure saying if this isn't good, we're shutting you down basically. And so that I think that had a big impact on how the game came out. But
Yeah, I don't know what EA's fucking issue is with putting out like Russian
It's the
shit. And making
same thing
it a
as
dumpster.
Activision, dude. Activision is famous for that. Okay, I do want to make one point in Anthem's defense. Games like this are fixable. All right. You look at the first Division game when it came out. The first Division was a clusterfuck. After you got through the original set of missions, there was almost nothing to do. The system
100%.
itself, the system itself was pretty confusing. There were games like that. You know, you've got like your Destiny, your Borderlands, looter shooters, but this game did not have any support. And then you look at the second year of the Division, and they changed everything. I mean, they almost put out a brand new game in the first year.
Oh, yeah.
They went back and they fixed it. So these games are fixable. Anthem could be still a great game. I've heard recently that they are still working on patches and stuff to fix some of these issues.
Yeah, they've updated it recently. I've known that.
Yeah, have you played it since then?
I have not played it. No,
I haven't either.
That's the thing, though. If you get into because the Division, me and Kenny played the shit out of that game, but we didn't have people to ever do raids or like the raid stuff with. So we basically just did Dark Zone stuff, and then it got repetitive and boring.
So much.
So but dude, committing first degree murder in the Dark Zone was so much fun, though.
Right, but I'm saying, but then once they went and fixed everything, it's too late. They already lost me. I'm not going to go back, and that's
exactly. Right. I'm not going back.
A lot of these issues is that if I have a bad experience with your game, I don't give a fuck what you do later on in life to fix it, and that's the issue. A lot of these companies, they rush to get this product out, and then they oh shit, we fucked up. So now they're trying to backtrack and fix it. But most people aren't going to stick around for those fixes, and so you're losing a huge audience.
Right.
Exactly.
I agree. The gaming industry itself, we've seen this, a lot lately. I mean, as you said, the indie games like Fall Guys and Among Us are doing better than some of the AAA games. And it's
do you think that has anything to do with the anticipation, though? Anthem had a huge following before it came out, and then it came out and it bombed. Do you think if Anthem didn't have that following, if maybe they released Anthem kind of under the radar, or did what Apex did and said, "Hey, we've got this game. It's available today, right now. You can go play Anthem."
Exactly.
And then there was no hype. Do you think that?
But I think with the Apex stuff that was free. It was free to download.
Sure. So that's what I mean. Right. So maybe if they weren't ready for Anthem. Right. My major point here is I think they hyped Anthem so hard.
Yeah.
And they had to know. They had to know internally that it was fucked. I mean, that game
100%.
had so many problems.
I mean, because especially after the Mass Effect Andromeda fucking disaster that they put out, they had to do something, and I was excited. The concept of it was great, but again, it's like these games are just the same thing. Like they just are repetitive. There's not much story or content. It's just basically everything you get in a different game, just repackaged with
Right.
flying
They
robots.
want to make. They're thinking of it. I mean, and Travis, you'll know what I'm talking about when it comes to like say Blizzard with the Warcraft and Overwatch and all that jazz. Like they want to make the money. They're listening to the shareholders. They're not listening to the gaming communities anymore. And I think that's where they're not putting the art and the love into the games. So stories fall flat, mechanics are stale, bugs galore.
See, that's why you have so many great indie games, because they don't have the real answers to anybody like that. I mean, they're just
It's the pressure. That's what I mean. Yeah,
They can
exactly.
live.
They're
they
making
can-
a great
yeah.
game. Like Among Us, it took them 2 years for this game to hit, and now it's huge.
Now they're
like,
planning Among Us 2 already.
yeah, and like Fall Guys, they did not expect near the number of people that they got, and they weren't prepared for that at all.
No.
But I mean, like touch on your point, Eric. World of Warcraft and Shadowlands, they're finally listening to the players, and they're fixing a lot of the issues that they've had with this game. They're bringing back PvP vendors. They're bringing back these legendary systems. They're bringing back different stuff and the crafted stuff, so you can actually craft things that you want instead of this crapshoot that you got. So they're are listening. I hate it because Overwatch, they screwed that game up over and over again.
Oh,
keep
dear
tweaking
God.
it, keep tweaking
Don't
it.
even get.
Then they
me
basically let
started.
go their entire, Heroes of the Storm team, which that game was phenomenal.
That game
It
was a lot of
basically like a League of Legends, but with Blizzard characters. But they basically like, oh no, they used to have an esports with that. I first got involved with it back when they did Battle of the Dorms, when it was like all colleges that were going against each other. But like you touched, like these companies are so big, and all they're trying to do is make their shareholders happy to hit a price point. They don't give a fuck about the game. Where these indie people, they're making quality games because they know what the people want, and if they can get that out there and get the following, it takes off. And we've seen that with Fall Guys and Among Us now. These indie games, and they're exploding.
Well, and then take even like microtransactions. A lot of gamers have become smart with how a game is released. So if they're saying that day one there's a DLC, a lot of people are very hesitant to buy that game, because why am I buying a DLC when it should be just one big game? DLC should be an additional kind of thing. I mean, obviously if it's free to play, cosmetics and all that jazz, or like mobile games to get small boosts so you don't have to wait. That's all. I mean, it's a little scummy. I'm sure me and Travis have both paid over $100 or $200 on Marvel Strike Force at this point.
Yeah.
But
I mean, dude, Clash of Clans, I easily dropped probably a couple grand.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, I
Jesus.
was at it.
Yeah, I played the shit out of that game. And no, that, like,
Jesus Christ.
oh yeah, dude, I was into it, dude. But I mean, but you look like Fortnite, you look at PUBG. These games are free to play, and they make their money in the microtransactions. Call of Duty now, Warzone, they make a shitload of money in microtransactions now. I mean, they don't even need to like have you pay for the game, because those microtransactions, because everyone likes customization and certain things, they're gonna make their money. So
Destiny did something to that too, to that effect. Eric, I apologize, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Destiny, I don't know how aware you guys are, but Destiny used to be Bungie under Activision.
Yep.
Well, eventually Activision and Bungie got into it, and then Bungie just said, fine, fuck you guys, you can leave. And so Destiny, the first year of Destiny 2 was good, but it was bearable. Let's say that. Well, then eventually they split, and now Destiny is free to play. You don't get the newest 2 DLCs. Fine. I don't expect games to put out DLC for free all the time. I just don't. And so the game has taken off. They listen to the community, which is refreshing, because I don't have to bitch about something for 2 years before it's fixed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They've changed their whole infrastructure.
Go down that they fix it.
Yeah. And so to me, I would rather I would buy the season pass because they do those for Destiny. I would buy a season pass every season for a game that I enjoy that doesn't gouge me and it doesn't piss me off because they won't fix something. I have bought every season of Destiny's DLC, and I haven't played every season of Destiny's DLC, but I pay for it because I think Bungie puts enough into it. I buy Call of Duty's DLC because I feel like I have to. I mean, you want that gun, you want those blueprints.
Yeah, I mean, you had to, like, especially before the Battle Royales, you wanted the maps, you wanted the new maps. I mean, like, if you didn't have them, then you couldn't play those maps. I mean, that was like the big thing. So they used to have these amazing map plays and stuff like that. But
yeah,
we're talking
mostly. I think I buy DLCs just because I like bunny ears on things.
He likes flexing. He's just like, I own them.
And then the other most hyped game, these other three I don't really know about. Fallout 76. I have loved Fallout since the original Fallout. These games are amazing. And this thing was a giant piece of crap. They got rid of
memes.
They got rid of NPCs.
Yeah, the memes are worth it though.
Yeah. For whatever reason, they got rid of NPCs and they did this open world, and then they tried to make a battle royale. It was just not your Fallout game. Like, don't try to fix what's not broken. I mean, the game was fine as it is. Well, I don't know why they try to do this.
Props to them for trying something new, but when your frames directly increase your movement speed, that's when you know your game is broken. That was probably my favorite video. Like, the guy would look up, he'd be at like 80 frames, and he'd be walking fine. He'd look straight down, he'd run at like 200 frames, and he'd just be zooming across the map. Like, it was insane.
That's hilarious. I didn't play the game. I've never been a fan of Fallout. I think, again, props to them for trying something new, but I think you don't market it as the same as what you've come to expect. I feel like they did that with Mass Effect Andromeda too, where they kind of marketed it as, you like Mass Effect, don't you? Play this Mass Effect game, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah,
I feel like that's.
I don't know.
I think that's the reason why that one failed
too. Fallout game. I mean, what had nothing even close to like the other games that like came out, like Las Vegas or New Vegas and all the other Fallouts. It was just something completely different, and it completely failed, and it was terrible. And then they tried to do like the battle royale, and that thing was a dump.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be.
I was gonna say just real quick. Like, with Fallout 76, like, don't lie to your community either, because I know that they had made a couple promises. No Man's Sky is a huge example of don't lie to your community.
That's what I was going to bring up. Actually, is that I'm surprised that's not on this list.
Yeah, no kidding.
As one of the biggest flops, because they thought it was going to be endless, billions of planets that you can go to, and it's all self-generated based off of AI and all this shit. And then you get in there and you're like, what the fuck is this?
It's just like, can you, is there a multiplayer?
No.
Yes. With a side bracket of,
no.
You can see where they've been. Is this a multiplayer? Like that meme with the
It'd be like, yeah, no, you guys can't find each other. It was like,
you guys
there.
You can't play with
There's
each other.
People
but
online.
You can see where they've been. Yeah, you can see their name on your screen.
It's multiplayer, but you have to just do it by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sounds like my current relationship.
All right, that's enough for me today. I'm gonna go.
All right, so that's our game segment. We're gonna move over to pop culture and movies. We're gonna start out with they're talking about making Prince of Persia remake. I actually enjoyed the movie, the original one with Jake Gyllenhaal. I did like it. It was kind of corny, but I liked the game. I really liked the video game. So I really hope the remake that it flopped, but I enjoyed it. But
so this is the movie they're remaking?
Yeah, they're remaking the movie.
Oh man, I thought they were remaking the game.
Yeah, I thought it was the game. I was like,
the movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was pumped because Sands of Time was great.
Yeah, nope, this is the movie.
I'm kind of bummed
now. My favorite 2 and 3 were my favorites. And then when they went like, I don't know.
Did you guys watch the original movie at all?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, I don't. I'm not a Jake Gyllenhaal fan, so
I liked it. It was kind of corny, but I liked it. It was It was he had a terrible accent in the movie. Like, he shouldn't even tried it. It was that bad. But I'm hoping. I really like it. The video games are great, so I really hope they do make this movie, because there's always this issue with making movies out of video games, and a lot of them fail. So
They flop. A lot of them do. I can't think of one that was really good. Sorry, Forward Unto Dawn from Halo was really good.
The first couple Resident Evils are really good.
Yeah, but that's not the same. Like, the story isn't the same for those.
Right. I mean,
it is, but it's not.
I know
They're
there's
making a Division movie.
I'm just scared it's going to be terrible.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Be great. I think it's
the Division 2 is really good, by the way.
The Division, because they have a great premise there, so that should be a great movie. But I mean, like, Mortal Kombat was terrible, and that could have been amazing.
What are you talking that and Super Mario Bros. Are the best movies, period.
Oh my god. The actors didn't even know what Super Mario was about, man. Like, I literally watched Double Dragon the other day, and I forgot how terrible the acting was, but I love it because I grew up watching it, and I thought it was the greatest. But yeah, they had
Mortal Kombat.
Or the Dragon Ball Z.
Mortal Kombat was terrible.
We don't talk about
it was
Dragon
good.
Ball Z movie.
The live action Dragon Ball Z.
We don't talk about that. That never exists. What Dragon Ball Z movie though?
What do you mean?
I'm hoping, there are games like that. Like the World of Warcraft movie was fucking terrible as well, which is very heartening.
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I like the movie, but I've never played the game, so it doesn't.
They should have got Superman because he fucking plays it. What's his name? Harry Cavill. He actually plays World of Warcraft. He almost missed his call for when he got the part for Superman because he was in a raid.
Witcher.
Well,
Witcher. Yeah. Well, that's a TV show. It's not a movie.
I suppose, but it's still really good.
But it's still cinematic. The Witcher was very good.
Yeah, I mean, there should be games like that they could make into like a TV series. They need to stay away from the movie because they're trying to jam too much into a small period of thing.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, like there's too much, especially with a lot of these games that run. Obviously there's gameplay in it and problem solving or whatever it is, or puzzles and stuff. But like most stories last you hours, and trying to do like even just 10 hours of gameplay or whatever, and try to squish it into an hour and a half, 2 hour movie, you're gonna miss out on a lot of development that would like character development. You're gonna miss out on a lot of story beats. You're gonna, even.
And I'm tired of watching them throw it in as a quick comment. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Thank You for Smoking. But in the movie, they're talking about making a movie, and it's a guy who is basically a lobbyist for smoking. And he says something like, in the movie, they have to be smoking. And the lady's like, he's in space. And he's like, all he has to say is, I'm so grateful they invented this new machine, I can smoke in space. And that fixes it. They do that in movies when they make movies about video games constantly. They'll just drop like, oh, I can't believe he murdered all those people back in 40 years ago. And so now you're just supposed to know, okay, this guy's a murderer. But they don't show. I mean, think of all the times you're playing a game, and maybe it's not dialogue. Maybe you find something in the world, and it tells you the story of a character that is important in the background, but maybe not that you'll ever see, that did something to create something. They don't show any of that. I mean, I think you're right. I think it's tough to make media about video games where you've spent 10 hours in a story and they explain that part in 5 minutes. It just makes it difficult to immerse yourself in something like that.
That's why I think they should take a page out of The Witcher's book and they should start making series, because you have that extra time to get into that depth and development.
Yeah, the series is what, 8 episodes, an hour a piece or something like that?
Yeah, about
so I mean, you're looking. The Witcher was very well done. I don't know if you guys all saw it, but it was very good.
Oh, hands down, yes. I've watched it twice.
And especially especially with all these, streaming services, they have this platform. They're dumping money into these, so I think they could take some of these video game series that people love and make something out of it. And I really hope they start going
take cuties off and make Witcher 2. That's what we need.
Well, I think the best thing is that they're not starting out with a blank slate. They have a customer base already there. So I think adding on top of that is wonderful, and you're going to bring in. It makes more sense for video game companies to do that. I actually see, possibly video game companies producing their own movies sometime in the future, along with the games and stuff. So
I think they should, because you get in. They tell the story in the game, And then like World of Warcraft, for instance, there's a lot of cutscene cinematics that are very graphic and tell deep stories.
And same with
that would
Cyberpunk. I would love to fucking see a Cyberpunk movie. And I haven't even played the game yet. Like, I already know that's what I want to see.
You just like it because Keanu Reeves is in it. We all know what the deal is here.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenny, in Payday 2, you can play Keanu Reeves /
there it is, John Wick. There it is. We just went full circle, ladies and gentlemen. That's
there you go. Cut it, end it, wrap it.
That's it. Here it is. Wrap it up.
Only one of us watched Mulan, so Kenny, give the review. I heard the dragon's not in it, so I have zero desire to watch.
If Eddie Murphy's not in it, I'm done.
Dragon's not in it. They replaced it with a phoenix. There was a whole phoenix, throughout the whole movie, like a theme behind it the whole time. It was a great story. I felt like I've seen it before. Like not like it wasn't anything like the actual cartoon. It wasn't a 1-to-1 like Disney has been doing with most of their
They're not even close to 1-to-1.
No, and it was a good story. It wasn't as girl power as I thought it was going to be. They really dumbed that down. I think that's probably because they filmed it in China. But
so they all got COVID. Is that what you're saying?
Well, there was a whole lot of stuff like regarding this, is because like there was a lot of people boycotting it because they filmed it near where a lot of internment camps are happening and stuff like that. So there's a whole lot of stuff behind it, but I love Disney movies, so I naturally, plop down the $20 or 30 or 40.
30.
I don't know how much it was.
Lord.
God, someone's rich. I don't know how much money I spend on stuff. Must be nice.
All I said was swipe the card, Anna. Let's do this.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie. It wasn't the greatest Disney movie. It had a solid plot. But
is it worth buying now or waiting for people who have Disney Plus for it to come out?
December. Watch it then when it comes out on Disney Plus. It's not great. There's a lot of action to it, and maybe I would say it's more of a teen movie, a teen to young adult movie, more than it is a children's movie.
Well, Disney's always had a thing for basically putting hidden messages in their movies for like the adult crowd.
Yeah, but I think it's an okay movie. I would say yes, it's worth watching it. Spending $30 on it, no. I mean, I saved money than going to the movie theaters to go see.
You saved money paying $30?
Actually, yeah.
How much are movie tickets for you guys?
About $15.
That's insanity. So let me ask you this:
and then
do
the
you
small
think
popcorn is at 20? So yeah,
you're right?
Well, not to the back to the theater prices.
Yeah.
Let me ask you: do you think? Because this is revolutionary what they did. I don't think that's ever happened before, where you put something on a streaming service and then put it behind a paywall. Do you think this is something that you could see? Well, Disney especially, because Disney's money hungry. But do you think you could see something like a Netflix movie coming out and then they make you pay for it? Is that something that you think, is this a trend that you think is being started?
So I think Netflix is moving towards that because they're producing movies also not necessarily for their platform, but that are going to go to movie theaters. And the reason is because a lot of their movies and stuff can't be nominated for Oscars and stuff like that. Can't be, or
why?
Whatever. Just because of the way that's set up. It's not set up for streaming services. It's set up.
Really?
Yeah. So it has to be to be nominated and stuff like that. They have to be in movie theaters. So
yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So they're working on that. They actually had is it Hans Zimmer? I think is that his name, who does the orchestra stuff?
Hans Zimmer, the best example of Hans Zimmer is Modern Warfare 2 soundtrack. He did all of it, and it's incredible.
My dick, Hans.
Dude.
No, but so you know the Netflix right when it's like dun dun, right where the Netflix opens up.
Wait,
so
what?
they did.
How's it go?
I'm not redoing it.
I'll do it. Dun dun.
But
Eric, let's hear it.
So that doesn't. They said that doesn't translate to the movie theater as well as they would like it to. So they have a more drawn out one that will be
It's more like
No, it's fucking fantastic. I highly recommend listening to it after you get off this podcast. But
doesn't translate to movie theaters.
No, so
THX is
it's
one
because
tone that gets louder until you bleed.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but and then it's no roaring lion. You know what I mean? It's no.
Didn't
Didn't that lion eat its trainer like a week later?
It's no 20th Century Fox or whatever the hell it is now.
Where they bring the stars in across the lake and then they go up over the mountain.
That's good. It's Pixar with the fucking lamp jumping on the eye.
You won't beat that. You cannot beat that one.
No, I mean, but that's what they're doing there. I think.
Have you seen the first person view of that?
Because
hilarious, by the way. Hilarious.
Because what I see is because they spend all this money in the production, so now they're trying to get their money back that they put in by making people charge for it. But I mean, you can buy or rent movies off Amazon and stuff that's not available as well. So I could see them maybe doing like a video on demand where you can maybe rent the movie or buy the movie. Because they do that now.
That was really interesting. When the COVID thing broke, and everyone stopped going out, in a lot of places it wasn't not available. That whole time frame was really cool. They released a lot of movies straight to services like this, where you had to pay for it, but it was a little bit different because it wasn't that service. So like Amazon would let you buy a movie that was just released, but then you own it, right? But Disney Plus is saying you have to pay us $30 to watch this movie that eventually you will get to see. It would be equivalent as if did you guys see Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler?
Yeah. Great movie.
Amazing movie. That movie's amazing. First of all, I'm not an Adam Sandler fan. I think he's the goofiest, like in the worst way possible. Uncut Gems is great, like really great. But that was a Netflix movie, and it wasn't behind the same kind of paywall. And so that's what I meant. Like,
touched on
Disney put it back there.
Kenny's saying he wasn't nominated for an Oscar or anything, and everyone said like he blew everyone away. Like he should have won an Oscar.
Uncut Gems was incredible. Like
it's on Netflix. Watch it.
Yes, it's very good. Adam Sandler, I think he signed a contract with Netflix. Like his next 5 movies.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot. He only has a couple left, but he has a new Halloween movie. They're
gonna do it again. It makes it.
But I mean,
all of his movies are number one on Netflix.
Netflix made out on that dude. they did a I can't remember the exact parameters of it, but they essentially said if this movie was in theaters, the amount of streams that it was the first movie with Jennifer Aniston, the murder mystery movie. I don't remember the name of it, but it was very good too. If it had been in theaters, it would have made Netflix like $6.8 billion. Like that's how many people stream.
Everything he's done so far on Netflix, I've really enjoyed. I'm a huge Adam Sandler guy. I've loved most of his movies. Big
the Western one was shit. I didn't even watch the first 15 minutes of it.
It was different. It was different. It had a different thing. I have a thing for Western movies.
Theaters.
What was the movie he did with Chris Rock recently, where like his daughter and Chris's son, or vice versa, were getting married?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but that one was.
I heard that was really good too.
And then he produced that David Spade one that blew up, where like he goes on a date with the wrong girl or whatever,
wrong Missy or something like that.
Or something like that. And
that was really good.
I liked the do-over that he had. I mean, that was really good. I thought. I mean, he has some good ones. I don't know about this Halloween one that's coming out or not, but I mean, I like how they're taking a risk and they're pumping money into this. It's just stupid that the foreign press has all these issues like, oh, it's a streaming. It's a movie. A movie's a movie. If it's a good movie, they do good acting. Isn't it your whole job is to base them on, no matter where that platform is?
Yeah.
And I like how all these people are doing like these other stuff. Like Ryan Reynolds has done a couple of movies that gone straight to Netflix, and then Chris Hemsworth just did one, and Charlize Theron. So I mean, it's not looked at like this.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm a movie star. I only do big time productions, but they're actually doing these for these companies now.
Well, these are still big time productions,
right? Sure. But I'm talking about like
Six Underground is the Ryan Reynolds movie. If you've never seen it, what are you doing? That movie's insanely good.
It's so good.
Just speaking of Adam Sandler, before we move on, did you guys see the movie that I think it's called Rain Over Me or Rain on Me or something?
Yeah,
where
I don't
it's
like that
just
one.
like, it's extremely serious. I don't like Adam Sandler. I thought that movie was really good. It's old. It's like really old, but
Oh yeah,
I
with
thought it
Don
was really good.
Cheadle as well. But I didn't
Yeah,
really
it's
care
the one
for
where
it.
he
but-
meets Eminem in the restaurant, and Eminem like freaks out. Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you looking at? Hilarious, by the way.
But yeah, so I mean, there are a lot of little things there to unpack, but
I was gonna say, just to go back and answer your original question, do I see this like becoming a norm to pay, a premium price and then for it to become free? And I think, especially with how COVID is going in at least America, and how a lot of this, they want to obviously make some more money to make back money on flops and stuff. I could totally see, because we're already paying a subscription fee.
Hmm.
I feel like if anything, they would charge for like a new movie, like normal ticket prices,
Hmm.
that you would normally pay at the movie, 10, $15, and then you could go, you could watch it, and then it'll become free, because a lot of movies now, show up at the theater and then they go, to the streaming service where you could watch for the subscription. So I could
Right.
see them
Right.
doing that. Frankly, I think the $30 that
$30 is what
was
blew me
It's
away
insane.
because they
Bro.
straight up said that it's coming for free in a few months.
right.
I could see them,
especially
like-
when they said that.
I mean, you literally look at them like Hulu. You have like basic Hulu, and then you have Hulu Plus with no ads. And if they did like like something like premium where you paid $5 more a month or whatever, and then you have those catalog movies in there as a part of your subscription that the other ones don't. I would be fine with that. Like I have to pay more to get these other movies, okay. And then eventually down the
Yeah,
line.
but the problem with that is-
$30 for a one-time movie right now when they straight up said it's
That
going to
is
be
a lot.
released to everybody in 3 months, that is ridiculous.
That is a
I don't
lot.
think so. I
If
don't
you were to
think
pay
so.
the extra $5 though, I mean, imagine paying $5 extra a month to see Mulan, and then nothing comes out for 6 more months.
But think
right?
about it this
So you're
way.
paying it.
But think
Anyway.
about,
Like,
think about it this
like
way also.
other titles, not just Mulan, just there's a premium of stuff like that. Like, if stuff that comes out of the theater, like, when like say Beauty and the Beast came and it goes to Disney Plus, instead of being free, you get it on the premium for a little bit, and then it goes to the free. Instead of just like, oh, here's the movie, here's
Different
$30,
pay tiers. I mean,
So I think there
capitalism.
should be different things involved in that to kind
Capitalism.
of make it more for the consumer to make it worthwhile.
Yeah,
Right.
I think
Go
this
ahead,
was
Kenny.
this was their first jump at it also. So they're really trying to understand what the market is on it. But also, if you think about it, the target audience for say Mulan is probably a family of 4. You're talking, probably a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old or something, and a mom and a dad. All those ticket, that's $10 a piece probably, depending on when you go, and time frame, and then you're talking all the
Snacks
food
and
and
stuff,
all
yeah.
that stuff. You're actually saving the money, saving the family money by doing this. And if you really look at it that way, that it does. But yes, they're also saying, yeah, you can get it, but you're just getting free access to it now. I mean,
Sure.
if you pay this money, well, not necessarily.
It's
free
almost the
access, but-
same thing as how life is now. I mean, or not now, before COVID, where you have the option to go to the movie, you pay the $30, let's just say, you watch the movie, or you can wait until it goes to Netflix free in 6 months anyway, right?
Exactly.
So it's almost the
It's-
same.
But
It's just a digital
the issue
version.
is it's 3 months. If it
Sure.
was like 6 months to a year, like how movies are now, okay, then I get
Well,
that.
fuck, I went and watched the Avengers in theater, and then sat on pens and needles waiting for them to let me pre-order that movie. Like, I probably saw Avengers Infinity War 5 times in theater. You know what I mean? I would.
Yeah.
That would cost me so much money, right?
But
I would
mean,
never
some-
do that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like, if they're gonna say, oh, here's 3 months later, you can get this, I'm gonna be pissed. But if it's like, okay, we're gonna release it in like April or May, okay, then I might be more inclined to buy it because that's more realistic because how our world has worked. Here's the movie in the theater, you wait, usually you'd go on HBO or Netflix or whatever, you have to wait 6 months to a year to see it. But the fact that like 3 months later it's gonna be free. But I can
It's
see
almost the
both-
same as
both
buying
sides of it.
DLC and then they give it to people for free.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So all right, we got a lot more topics to cover.
I was gonna say, how are we doing on time?
Oh, we're good.
I don't know.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Yeah, so I'm gonna touch on 2 before we get into this other one. Quick thing. Adult Swim, they're coming out with a Blade Runner anime series. I think this is a great concept. I love the Blade Runner movies, and then the fact they're going to be able to tell this story, in this cartoony anime kind of way. I'm kind of excited to see what they do. See what they do with that. I just want to touch this. Let you guys know that's coming out. I'm excited for it. We've touched on other like animated shows that are coming out, and I think that's another thing they could do with some video games instead of doing like a production movie is do like an animated series.
Oh well, I was when we were talking about that, I was gonna say, since Burning Crusade, and if I already said this, I'm having a brain fart right now. If back in Burning Crusade, I was absolutely blown away by their cinematic trailers.
Get off
It's
your phone.
It's fine.
called out. And especially when Wrath of the Lich King came out, where you could see the individual fine hairs of his boot and his actual hair, and it was just so crazy looking. Why hasn't Blizzard, instead of doing the live action, why don't they just make a cinematic movie?
I
Or
don't know. I
short
mean,
film,
yeah,
or
I mean that.
something to tell the story through cinematic. Because I mean, I understand that just that minute, not even a minute, takes so much time and effort. Because I did a little bit of computer animating just in my free time back in college, and dear God, that takes a long time, and it takes a huge amount of. I mean, I can only imagine how much time it would take, or it takes to do the Shadowlands cinematic. But to make a full movie, like to devote a large team to that, I guarantee you, because then we could get the voice actors that we know.
I mean,
One of the things
I think they should start going that way. Before I forget, this episode is brought to you by Cow Sauce.
Cow
Like milk,
sauce.
but it's cow sauce. Back to you, Eric.
Jesus Christ.
So I saw this meme. They were talking about like what they should be called, and it was cereal cow sauce. And that's what I'm gonna call milk from now on. It's cow sauce because that's amazing. I can't believe I've never thought of it. All right, going on.
No, that was all.
I gotta go, guys. I can't.
Mandalorian 2 trailer came out. I am pumped about this. It looks amazing. They talk about the Jedis. You got Baby Yoda again, and you got all this stuff. Did you guys watch the trailer for season 2?
Yes.
Nope.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
I haven't.
even
I'm
seen
not. Yeah, I'm not a Star Wars fan. This one's over my
Okay.
head.
All right, you can sit out then. So I'm pumped for this. Kenny's pumped for this. And then there was reports that came out that Pedro Pascal, the guy who plays the Mandalorian, apparently quit mid-season filming this because some disputes because he wanted to take his helmet off, which is one of the reasons Tom Cruise passed on Iron Man. So I don't know if that's true or not or how that's going to affect it. Regardless, though, you're a guy in a fucking helmet, so who cares who's in there? I mean, James Earl Jones was Darth Vader, but he wasn't in the fucking suit.
Yeah, and then he was a white dude when he died.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how this goes. I mean, if he is or isn't in the movie, but this I'm pumped that they do kind of touch on Jedis. I'm very excited to see that. Kenny, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's going to be. I think him leaving halfway through isn't going to affect anything, since he has his mask on the whole time. Anyways,
really not many lines. Anyway.
Yeah, they're going to do probably a voice actor or just recast it. I would assume the rest of the season. They said that they were going to, or basically after he left, they were going to focus more on individual roles. So maybe we'll see a little bit more Gina Carano, which I don't mind. But but I think it's good. I hope we see a little bit more about Yoda or whatever the child.
That's Baby Yoda.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
the child.
I mean, I would really like to see where the Yodas come from. I don't know their species they're called, where they're kind of come from, and kind of some story on them and how they came.
Exactly. I really want to dive into that. And so,
I mean, that'd be really interesting to see. And I'd like to see that, like you said, a little bit more, like a little backstory on that, because we don't really know the whole story about them. So,
yep. I'm super pumped. October 31st, I think it comes
30th.
out. 30th. Okay.
30th is the Friday. Yep.
Yep. So it'll come out maybe 2 episodes first, and then 1 episode every week, like probably they did last time.
That's my issue here. I hate this because we're in this binge culture, and they did this with The Boys. We'll talk about it later. They had 3 episodes and 1. I want them all. I hate that I have to wait. This is America. Give it to me now.
Yeah, I should not have to do anything extra to get it. Right.
Just put the Big Mac in my mouth.
Yeah.
As Ronnie Chang said, I want Prime before. Prime now. Put it in my mouth. Get a shovel and stick it down my throat and help me chew.
I'm almost angry that I can't. I can't just have
Ronnie Chang
Amazon deliver things
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
I should be able to order it and then it be here before I get to my door.
Yeah,
I think it's bullshit.
Literally, Zach, if you haven't watched Ronnie Chang, he's a comedian on The Daily Show. He literally talks about that. It's called Prime Now. He does this whole thing, and then he's like, it's like, no, I want Prime before. Give me shit before I know I want the shit. So anyway.
That's how credit card fraud happens.
Yeah, last 2 topics of the day. They've announced Ant-Man 3, the villain will be Kang the Conqueror, or Kong the Conqueror. I don't know much about him.
No, I think you're right. I think it's Kang.
About Kang, but I'm excited because I love these films. Paul Rudd is amazing in them. I'm excited for another Ant-Man. What are you guys'
What
thoughts?
an atrocity this would be to, for example, my in-laws. I own all the Marvel movies, and so I'm a huge fan. And so my father-in-law said, I've only seen like 2 or 3. I saw the first Captain America. And his quote was, I saw one of the Iron Mans, and I'm like crying as he's saying these things to me. And like what an atrocity it is to see just a few of these movies that they've put so much effort into making this series out of. I mean, I forced my DVDs upon him to watch these. I mean, you really have to. My mother-in-law's pissed about it, right? But like, you have to watch these movies. Like, you can't just watch 1 or 2. Like, you have to. It's an experience more than anything else. It's an investment at this point.
Yeah, and not only that, how they interact with previous and future movies. Like, that's you get it's a universe, a Marvel universe. I mean, that's the whole point of this. It's
a movie TV series.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they have a whole series of how you should watch it, including the TV shows. From Captain America: First Avenger, and then goes through. Because I used to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it literally would interact.
It's on my list, man.
Yeah.
It used to interact with the movies and what was going on. It got way off the rails for me, and I'm like, this is stupid.
Right.
But I mean, it was a good show. The first few seasons were absolutely amazing. And then I had high hopes for the Inhumans as well, but they took a dump on that. But they all interact with each other in some sort of way, and that's what's great. Like, because you have these interchangeable parts between them all, and that's
even in small, like even just minute details that pop up. One of the things after I watched a couple seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when they were really getting into the Hydra stuff, I ended up just on a whim went back and watched Winter Soldier, and there on Nick Fury's screen when he's talking to the council, where he says that famous line, whatever it is, with the I understand your position, I just choose to ignore it, or whatever it was, or I think it's dumb. And
okay, how can it be a famous line if you can't?
Look, man, I'm tired. I got 4 hours of sleep last night.
What if he was like, Abraham Lincoln was like 4 and like 15 minutes ago, or whatever?
Like 15 minutes ago, whatever.
that old famous saying, the old famous line of the Emancipation Proclamation. Anyway, go on.
I was just gonna say, the dude who played one of the heads of Hydra in the series was on one of the screens showing that Hydra was already infiltrated into the, into the universe, and just small ties like that are scattered throughout all the Avengers movies and even the TV series. I mean, I think season 2 starts with cleaning up after the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
events
gets
of Thor
dismantled.
2.
Or something. Yeah, I mean, I stopped watching after like season 4 or 5. I think they went to outer space or something stupid.
Yeah, when they went out of
watching it
space,
just-
I finished that season. I was just
Yeah.
watching
So
it.
I mean, but the first one they literally were going along with the movies, which is great. So you got these intertwining stories. It's awesome. Speaking of also, they're coming out. The new Black Panther is going to be I'm gonna butcher this. Latita Wright, who plays Siri, she is gonna, I believe, take the mantle of Black Panther, which is great because now everything that Chadwick Boseman did for the black people of the world, giving them that identity. Now there's going to be this a black woman superhero that's going to be able to do that now, and I'm happy for them, especially in this time as with all the civil unrest. We're not going to go into that,
Oh hell yeah!
but I mean that's great. That's kind of, I believe she did that also in the comic books as well, where Siri took over as the Black Panther.
There was another version of the comic books though, where the Black Panther actually ends up being a cop from New York City. So I'm glad that they didn't go that route. I don't think that would have gone over very well in this climate.
Even after the news of Chadwick,
which is terrible. It's so terrible.
They
petitioned
people
to
were
not recast it.
constantly. Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of petition. There was a lot of outcry. Don't recast him. And then there was even a relatively large majority of people asking for Surrey to take over. So the fact that they actually they checked both boxes.
I mean, it's a great, because she was amazing in it as well.
Yeah, I think I would almost say that she kind of stole the show, especially on the first one. She was phenomenal in that. So.
Absolutely.
And in the rest when she shows up throughout the universe, but she put on a clinic and it was great. I loved it. I'd love to see more of her in as putting on the suit with those extra powers and seeing what else. She's a smart person, so we're gonna see how.
I think they really had two options though. I think, and I would have been fine either way. This is obviously option one with casting her, and I think you're right that she really. In my mind, she was the most memorable character of Black Panther 1. I think she did a great job. The other option, and I could have probably found my way behind this one, was to cast Michael Jordan.
We talked about that.
Back.
We talked about that last week. Basically, it was either going to be her, or I could see M'Baku, or the Soul Stone resurrected Killmonger, but he's dead this time. So
I
that
would
was
have
a couple
been fine
things.
with that.
Yeah,
too.
that's a couple things.
Jordan's a great actor.
Yeah, but he had a lot of issues getting out of character with that, and he struggled as well. But and that being said, they have announced that the major villain for Black Panther 2 is Namor, who's like a guy, a mutant sea captain from Atlantis. And then there may also be a small glimpse of Doctor Doom, Baron Zemo, and the White Wolf, which the White Wolf is basically this white boy that gets adopted into Wakanda to the royal families and gets power hungry and tries to take the throne, which I don't know if they would do that. I mean, it's reported that might happen because they just did that with Killmonger. But
4 villains.
We've already seen Baron Zemo too in Winter Soldier.
No, we saw Crossbones. I don't remember seeing Baron.
No, he was at least his name was Zemo, was the dude who was brainwashing little book.
That's Civil War, wasn't it?
Civil War. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna let you try and figure it out, but
again,
so
4 hours of sleep.
you're good.
I would like.
So Zemo's a badass, and I'd like to see more about Hydra as well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I hope that they bring in Doctor Doom into it, just for the mere, even if it's just something like on a TV show or something like that, or a news, whatever. I don't care how they bring him in. I love Fantastic Four. That's one of my favorite comics. That's what.
Neymar is from Fantastic Four world. That's how kind of I know him from like Marvel Strike Force. But if they start introducing these, I'm hoping that now that it's under Marvel, they get Fantastic Four correct, because.
Are they still bringing John Cranston or whatever his name is?
I have no idea. I haven't heard anything at all.
I saw a promotional picture and he was playing.
I think
might have
been around forever. I think they.
So I'm excited about we are getting new villains and stuff like that, and we've talked about.
Where's my Sinister Six movie, man?
I mean, that's gonna be Sony
when they tease Scorpion at the end of Spider-Man. immediately.
That's in Sony. I think Sony owns the rights to all of that stuff.
Man, those Spider-Man movies were so good. I think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man that there ever has been.
I like.
He's
Andrew
great,
Garfield.
dude.
I think they each have their own.
Their own thing. And,
yeah.
I'm excited for the next Spider-Man as well, how it's going to go, because he's been outed, and they're bringing in Daredevil, which we've talked about nauseantly on this. But I'm pumped for it. I love the fact that we don't have Marvel for a while. I know WandaVision's supposed to be coming out here soon. A trailer just dropped before I got on the podcast, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing. But WandaVision's coming out, Loki's coming out, and then do
we have an update on Black Widow? Does that have a new date?
November, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah, so and I think it's actually going to be in theaters.
Yeah,
so.
I think November 2nd.
Yeah, because I was so excited. I mean, I guess Scarlett Johansson's kind of hot or whatever, but
I mean, yeah,
it's a lie. But...
You get a backstory of her, because I mean, it's probably gonna be her last movie, because obviously, spoiler alert, she died. But we're gonna get a backstory of who she is, how she came to be, and I love Taskmaster. I think he's a fantastic character, and we're gonna see him. So I'm pumped for Black Widow.
You just like him because of freaking Marvel Strike Force, and he's overpowered as hell.
Well, that's why I learned about him. Then I researched him.
Oh, okay, all right.
But there's a animated series of Iron Man and Captain America on Netflix with Taskmaster, and he basically mind controls Captain America. They're trying to
November 6th.
Red Skull.
Black Widow.
Oh, is that it? November 6th. And that's right before the Xbox.
And we'll finish up with Ted Lasso. I don't know what that is. Kenny, take it away.
Oh yeah, it's an Apple Plus or Apple TV show with what's his face, Jason Sudeikis from SNL and quite a few other movies. I didn't know what it was going to be like throwing it on. They threw it at me a few times when I was just scrolling through. So I turned it on one night, and they come with an episode every week. It's about a U.S. American football coach that he was a head football coach for Wichita, the whatever with the B. What is that one, Travis?
Yeah.
The Buzz?
Hornets?
No, Wichita State or something like that.
Yeah, it's Wichita State. Yeah. They beat Ohio State in the March Madness a couple years ago.
The Shockers?
The Shockers. There we go. Yeah. And so he was their football coach, and then he got brought into the UK to be a soccer coach. And it's a whole
football.
Yeah, the other football. He has nothing to do. He has no idea about soccer or anything like that.
in a terrible accent and
yeah. And so,
are you fucking kidding me? That's the premise of this?
No, it looks really good. It looks really good.
But I swear to you that this is one of the best shows on TV right now.
It is really good.
It has made me
like Beckham.
It's made me laugh hysterically. It's the way he plays it. He is just a calm-minded Midwestern person.
Who's the actor?
It's Jason Sudeikis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. I'd watch it then.
Yeah, he's just a calm-mannered Midwestern guy that anybody insults him, he's just always happy. But it's made me laugh hysterically. It's made me cry. It is a fantastic show. I highly recommend it. There are just so many layers to this show that I was not expecting, and it's a little 30-minute comedy / drama, and it's fantastic. Watch it.
Those 30-minute shows you can crush.
Yeah.
You can just crush them. Letterkenny was like that. You get through 8 episodes and it's not even noon, and you're like, "What the fuck
still haven't seen Letterkenny."
Oh my God!
Get this guy.
How are you even allowed on here?
I'm writing a note.
Jesus.
You don't screen people before you invite them on your show.
Oh my God! All right, I'm reallocating your workload this week. You're fucking watching Letterkenny. But I want to thank you guys both for being on. You guys had great conversations. I imagine we talked for 2 hours. It feels like.
Really close. It's the longest podcast that we've had so far. So, Guinness.
What can I say? I'm an interesting guy. I don't know what
Send
to
some
say.
Yeah,
audible
we'll
records.
see. You know, we were talking like we need to get some more people on here and get the conversation flowing, stuff like that. And you know, no one ever promotes it unless we have them on. So more people get on, they promote it because like, hey, come listen to me. But yeah,
Wow,
I
that
mean,
seemed like a jab at me, but okay.
no, I'm just giving you guys shit. But
I have promoted your podcast
but
at
I mean,
least on 2
I
separate
really do
occasions.
appreciate you guys coming on. And you guys, you
Yeah,
know,
thanks for having me.
Especially, you know, because we're all like the game, we all like this pop culture stuff, and it's definitely, you know, you get different people's views and stuff. Most of them are incorrect about time travel, but that will, you know, listen a couple episodes ago.
You only invited me because I had an idea about Payday. That's the only reason I was here.
No, it's because you know I want to get your perspective on other games as well. So, any final thoughts, Eric?
Super Mario Bros. And Mortal Kombat are the best movies ever made. Now, final thoughts? Yeah, I don't know.
No rebuttal. All right.
Nah, I'm not. I got
Exactly.
nothing for that.
You,
Zach,
Zach.
any final thoughts?
No, thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun.
This was a good time.
Absolutely.
My little Tutti Frutti. God, I love Tutti Fruities. Sorry.
Call of
Among
Duty.
Us this weekend.
New Call of Duty is going to suck. Cyberpunk is probably still going to be my favorite game coming out this year. And watch Ted Lasso. That's it.
Ted Lasso it is.
All right. Again, I thank you guys all for listening. A long one today. A lot of good stuff to unpack there. A lot of great conversation with some great friends. Just talking about gaming, doing dudes. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Have a good one.